Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brian from BG 90 Day. I wanted to make a quick announcement before we get into the video. The video is going to have to do with some steelhead clubs. So we're going to give you some unique exercises that are relevant at those primal movements, with which I am a huge fan of. I think it's a very efficient way to work out. Just pretty much master the basics. This type of tool will allow us to still do that with like a little bit of a different twist on it. Okay. I think there's a lot of, I've just started working with these the last couple of months. I see a ton of benefits for them. So that's kind of inspired me to not only buy some of my own, but really kind of dive into them and learn them as best I can, just so that I can teach them to other people as a trainer. Okay. Before I forget, I did make a note of this in the description. If you are looking for any type of like workout shirts, Be First is a company I'd recommend. I have a discount code, which is my handle, BG90 Day. Go ahead and check them out. I posted their website. They got some really good stuff on there. I ordered a bunch of stuff. I found the guy on Instagram. Normally, social media, most things tend to be a scam. This is actually not. I was able to get a discount code so I can send that out to people. So anyone I work with or anyone that just happens to see this, if you're just looking for some new workout shirts that are a little bit different than maybe something you find at like Dick's or Target or Walmart, just like same stuff that you see everyone wearing. If you'd like to support a small business, shop Be First Apparel, I believe. It should be in there. And then my discount code is just my handle, BG90 Days. So everything will get shipped right out to you. I actually got my stuff earlier than I was supposed to get it, so that was cool. Pretty reasonable prices, and I actually think the quality is much higher than you get just regular stores. So there's that. At this point, let's go ahead and get into those clubs. Okay, so I want to show some unique movements with them to start. And I apologize for the glare. I'll try to adjust this so that it's not as horrific. Let me go ahead and grab a club here. All right, so now these come in 5, 10, 15, 30 pounds. So right now I'm just going to be working with a 5-pounder. Okay, I'll give you some profile views. Okay, I'll kind of give you the straight ahead view. I'd like to start out with a unique movement. All right, what's something that we can do with this that we can't do with like a barbell, for example? Okay, well, we can start with a single arm 360. So we're going to begin in like our starting position. So I like to refer to a starting position as vertical forearm, elbow just out in front of the torso. And then a big thing with the clubs is want to try to get these things up and down at certain points. Okay, so get them vertical. All right, now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my turtle shell. Okay, I'm going to bring it around my head, and then I'm going to pull it down. Okay, now from here, I'm simply going to retrace my steps and go the other way. Pull it down. Okay, now you'll notice that you're improving when there's less of a wiggle, okay, in the club. That's normally a sign that your grip strength is starting to decrease. You're probably starting to fatigue. I wouldn't do too many more reps after you're starting to get like big wiggles with this thing in the starting position. Okay, these, just like any piece of equipment, you can get hurt using these things. So I would say if you are looking to incorporate them, I would say make sure you do a little bit of research so that you keep yourself injury free. All right, so same thing with the left hand. If I wanted to go 360s, I put it in my turtle shell, I bring it around my head, and I pull it down. Okay, then I can retrace my steps. And I'm just looking to build tension throughout my body, in my grip, okay, and in my core. Okay, and I like to really be able to feel the movements. Okay, so this would be examples of some reps of just some 360 with one arm. Okay, and you can see that I'm going both ways, starting, finishing, and then starting position. Okay, all right, so what is something else we can do? Maybe a different type of movement, similar, but a little bit different. Or maybe we incorporate two hands. Maybe you don't have access to those little ones. Okay, maybe you just found, hey, I guys found this like 15-pounder in the gym I work out at. How do I use this thing? Here would be one way to go. Unique movement with the club, something you really couldn't do with a barbell, for example. We're gonna go starting position, two hands, so just directly in front of like my belly button with the knob here. All right, from here, whatever hand is on top, I like to rotate in that direction. I'm gonna put it in my turtle shell. I'm gonna rotate, I'm gonna take it out. Okay, rotate to the right, right hand's on top. And I'm just trying to keep that tension when I bring it back to like that starting position. Okay, another good point, anytime we go over the head, make sure, okay, so, and we'll get to this in another one especially. Okay, anytime we go over the head, we want to try to keep that tension in the center of our body, because if we are stiff in our shoulders and scapula, what can happen? Our body's going to compensate with the pelvis coming out, and then after a workout with one of these, we're not going to have improved shoulder mobility. We won't have like improved mobility of our scapula necessarily. We're just going to have a sore back. All right, so try to keep those ribs down, fill those abs up with air, just like you would back squatting with the barbell. There's a lot of functional movement here, a lot of grip strength. Okay, I can feel that fascia stretching out in a very unique way. I train a lot of people that have those internally rotated shoulders. Their shoulders don't always function or move the best. Okay, I had a longer term client work with this, and he noticed his shoulders and chest really opened up after just a couple days. So you can do face pulls all you want. Sometimes you got to use a different tool. Okay, so that would be a few reps going to the left there. So that's a little bit heavier club than the rotate and up and over with the rotation. So a lot of good movements there. Okay, so those would be like some unique movements pertaining to the club. What I'd like to do now, if you've watched any of my posts, I'm a big fan of the fundamentals, primal movements, like squats work, lunges, if you can do them, they work. Okay, so I think it's much better to try to learn the basics, get really good at them, make sure that we are practicing progressive overload. Okay, so we have to up the weight, the reps, the sets, something as we progress through if we want to actually get results. Okay, we can't just do the same workout over and over. The clubs now, we can utilize some of those same movements with the club. So it gives us just a little bit of a different twist. Once again, we have the grip strength variable as well as the ability to build tension in the core. Okay, so let's go over some of those now. All right, let's say I wanted to get a different type of squat going. Okay, I got to take a break from back squats. I want to maybe hit a deload week. I don't want to let my brain forget that movement. Okay, what can I do? We can get into that same position we were just in. Okay, I can hit my squat. Okay, I can work on my brace and my shoulder mobility where I hit that up and over. Double squat. I call this like a Thor squat. You can do it with a mace as well. That's another tool I've been working with. Maces are much longer though. So in my home gym, I decided to go with some clubs. Okay. Okay, so I'm even working my chest because I'm squeezing the handle of this club. And I'm maintaining that brace the entire time so that I don't let any compensation patterns come in. Okay, so this would be an easy way where we could train working on that ever important bracing of the core during the squat, building a little bit of tension in the upper body, okay, and just work a very basic club movement where we're bringing that thing up and over our head, okay? What's another one? How about like a hinge? Some type of kettlebell swing. Kettlebell swings are great, okay? Some people they don't always work out the best with because you typically have to utilize an overhand grip, which sometimes pulls our shoulders too far inward, and then some people kind of get that rounded back. They just can't always get in a great position. So I think kettlebell swings are great. They get your heart rate up, a ton of great benefits. They're not everyone can always execute the best, however. So how can we maybe practice that movement, still get the benefits? We'll just use a different tool. All right, so here would be a way to do it. So I'll grab some 10-pounders here, so kind of like medium. I'm going to have a narrower stance than I would on a kettlebell because these things are going to be held at my side. Okay, everything else is pretty much the same. All right, so I'm going to hinge my hips. I'm going to let these things fire out. Okay, driving that pelvis forward. I'm relaxing my hands and arms, but still keeping up, probably about not quite as stiff of a brace in my core, but still have the core braced. Okay. This is something where we're not internally rotating my shoulders because I can have a neutral grip. Okay, I can really feel those hamstrings get into it. So that'd be another example of just a way to where we can hit a hinge, okay, swinging ballistic movement, just using a different tool that might be a little bit more beneficial for your anatomy, okay, if just that overhand grip doesn't work for you with a heavier kettlebell. Another primal movement, kind of lower body dominant, a lunge, okay, so why don't we go lunge with a rotation? Okay, so let's say I just have one of these 10-pounders. You can probably use a 15-pounder as well if you needed to, depending on, just kind of how big you are, your strength level, training history, etc. Okay, so I'll start back in this position here. As I get into my reverse lunge, okay, so let's say I'm stepping back with my right leg, I'm going to rotate to my left. Okay, it's all about that fascia kind of stretching out. So I lunge and rotate. Push my foot down. Lunge and rotate. Lunge and rotate. Okay, same thing if I were to go the other way. Okay, I can step back with my left now. Okay, and I'm going to rotate to my right. Okay, you can do this with the mace. You can do this with a lot of different equipment, I suppose. I noticed that these clubs, even though it's pretty much the same movement, sometimes they hit things on your body just a little bit differently. Okay, so that would be a few examples of primal movements where we're just kind of utilizing a different tool, hitting that muscle a little bit differently, and it may be just a better setup for you, maybe just based off your anatomy or whatever. Also, I've noticed, like I mentioned, the grip strength and the tension that we're able to build in the center of our body are some additional benefits, and just the functionality of the entire thing. I tend to work with primarily general population, people from 40 to into their 70s, and I also train younger athletes at times. So if you think about if you're a lacrosse player, you have that lacrosse stick in your hand. Okay, well that's exactly the same shape that we're using here. Okay, so I think there's just a lot of benefits from a mobility standpoint, the grip strength, the ability to build tension, and teaching your body how to brace within the center of the body. I think they're great tools, and I'm going to be posting this in my exercise group. So if you're looking to get in there, that would be found on Facebook, NAESG, Nutrition and Exercise Support Group is what it stands for. It's a subscription-based service, very affordable. If you have any questions, you can DM me on most of the social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Reach out. Love to have you in there. I'll see you guys in the next video.